What? Oh, hi there. Welcome back. I'm so glad you're watching. Your patronage brings me such pleasure. Hi everybody, and welcome back to this week's episode of The Renaissance Builder. Now today's episode is going to be a little different than I was originally expecting. I was going to rig up a hydronic coil system to the whole homemade air conditioner setup, but the pump that I got to do the job wasn't quite what I needed. In fact, this is the pump I bought here. Now this is actually a very cheap, let's say inexpensive, but a very cheap pump designed for cooling computers. So you would put a water block on your CPU and then a radiator, and you would hook it up to this thing and it would do the job for that. That's what it's designed for. For what we're doing, it definitely did not work. So I can't get the pump that I want in soon enough, so I had to rearrange things a little bit. So instead, we're going to do the cheapest possible homemade air conditioner. Now what I mean by that is, so far, the two previous videos, actually the last one doesn't count. That was more or less just fun. It was fun. It was fun for me at least. So the last one doesn't really count. You know, you put dry ice in that. It doesn't really work all that well. Well, I mean, it does and it doesn't. It blows cold, but the dry ice freezes all the moisture, and then you end up with a big old cloud and it freezes the fan up. And we may approach that, actually we will approach that later on with a redesign that might work, but we'll see. So what I mean by today's video is the cooler so far is over $100. By the time you buy the fan, by the time you buy the cooler, buy the collars, the PVC pipe, the aluminum ductwork, and whatever it is you're going to power it, whether it be a 50-watt solar panel or a battery, you're over $100. So I'm like, well, that's fine for that, but there's another way. Let's just say you're going on vacation and it's just unbelievably hot or unexpectedly hot. You don't have all your stuff along and you just need to make a run to Walmart and do something on the cheap. Well, I've got a solution for that. Everything we got in here is under 30 bucks from Walmart and will definitely get the job done. You know what? I take that back. I bought some PVC fittings. That came from Lowe's. But they're both blue, so it still counts, right? So let's open this up and see what we got. Now it turns out, while I was walking on my way out of Walmart, this wasn't the cheapest styrofoam container I could get. But, I mean, it's within $2, so whatever. It's still under 10 bucks. So, lid, some PVC fittings, some PVC pipe. Now this pipe, I went ahead and cut it already. And you'll notice I cut it on an angle down at the bottom. So this is going to be at the bottom. Because in this case, we are not going to put the grate in the bottom because, well, that would add to the cost. It might not be something you're going to find, and let's just see if we can do it without it. So cutting the pipe on an angle is going to give us a little more surface area to make this thing work. Hopefully a little better. A fan. A battery-operated fan to be specific. And the batteries to power the fan. All of it under 30 bucks. So first things first. The way this is going to work, I'm going to set this thing down because I don't need to do anything with the lower part just yet. Yeah, I just knocked that over. Whatever. It's a piece of junk anyhow. Alright, so this is how this is going to work. First, we need a total of 2 holes. Alright, we've got some junk. Oh. So you can power this thing with a USB. Well, that's kind of snazzy. Some more junk and junk. Whew. Let's see how this fan works first of all. So it takes 4 D-size batteries. If I can open the package. Oh, it's a double-sided package. Okay. Let's get this in here. That one goes like that. Does it really? I can't even put batteries in. I am hopeless. And that one goes like that, I think. Wow. There. Batteries are in. Yeah, let's see how she works. Well, it blows. I'll give it that. It definitely blows. Let's see if I can prove it. If I take a piece of paper here. Yeah, I mean, you can see that it blows. Now, I honestly didn't expect it to be all that great. But the fact is, we're going for as cheap as possible, remember? So that being said, we're only going to need one tube. And so, since this here cooler has these cup holder cutouts on it already, we might as well use that. Is this actually going to work? Almost. Alright, so we're going to put one hole in the styrofoam lid for a PVC pipe. So remember, taper at the bottom, nozzle at the top. Let's set a little bit apart. I'm not even going to bother gluing it. We're just going to knock it on. Take our handy dandy knife and cut this little hole out. There's a hole. Nothing special. Sits right down in. We're good with that. All right. Second part. Now we need to make a hole for the fan to blow into. If we take it down to the end, that should be good.
It's gonna be fun to clean up.
Alright, let's see how she fits. We're gonna need some tape. There we go. And we have our fan. You know what? This still counts as HVAC because that's duct tape. Get it? Maybe not. That was a bad joke. Oh well, I'm good at that. Alright. So now we have our three pieces. We have a lid with the fan. We're going to go ahead and turn that on because unfortunately, now you have to turn it on from the inside. I said it's the cheapest, not the best. Put that down there and then put your tube in just to demonstrate. It is blowing. It's blowing weak, but it is blowing. Again, didn't say it was the best, just said it was the cheapest. So now all we got to do is add some ice and see how it works. Alright, so that was pretty simple. And that is kind of the idea of this. It's super cheap, it's super simple. It's super cheap, it's gonna be simple. Does cheap always go with simple? I doubt it, but today it does. So super cheap, super simple. So let's go ahead and put some ice in this thing and see how it performs. Again, turn it on. I don't feel it blowing back. It's blowing out of here. Stick that down in. That sits in the ice real nice like. So because we have the dip tube, it's still getting its air from around the ice. So still a pretty decent effect, I think. So let's go ahead and measure the performance of this thing, see how it works. So the thing's been running for a while. We've given it at least a few minutes, and I gotta be honest, I'm really not that impressed. So if you look at the chart, we are 74 degrees in the space, and we're about 63 to 62 degrees supply temperature. That doesn't even have anything to say about the volume of supply air. 12 degrees of delta T. Remember we talked about what delta T is. It's the temperature difference. With the original ice chest air conditioner, with the original homemade air conditioner, we were doing about 20 degrees. 5, 6, 7, but yeah, about 20 degrees. So we were spitting out about 50 degrees with a 70 degree ambient air. With the dry ice, we were spitting negative 32 degrees when our ambient air was what was it, like 72 degrees? So that's 7, 8, 9, 10, like 100 degree delta T. Yeah, that's crazy. This one, we're doing good to get 12 degree delta T. So, and it's a lot less air volume. So honestly, as far as performance, this thing's getting a big old thumbs down. As far as price, I mean, hell yeah, man. If you're just absolutely baking and you just need something to get you, and that doesn't mean we couldn't have used a bigger fan. That doesn't, there were bigger fans there. A 10-inch fan would have done better, actually. This particularly, like I said, this isn't the best performing, it's just the cheapest. So, that's what you get. As far as price, hell yeah. As far as performance, alright, let's Tim Taylor this sucker. So this is a fan that I have. This is my battery-powered fan. It's a whole lot more than $10. But it also blows a whole lot more. Let's put this on there, see what happens. You guys ready for this? And we got a little bit of air leakage. You know, I actually expected it to do better than this. But this is like 10 times better than what it was. Okay. Now I'm happy. I cool off. I'll see you guys in the next video. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. $30 ice chest cooler. If that's what you're in for, that's what you get. And then if you want to soup it up, well, you can do that too. For now, I am just going to say that it holds ice. And I'm okay with that. So if you guys like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. Next week's video, we're going to be talking about hydronic cooling, which means we're going to take the decent ice chest cooler, fill it with ice water, and pump that water through a coil, and then blow it around. So we'll see how much performance we get out of that. The idea there being we may actually be able to last longer with the air conditioning as well as push more air with less noise. Because that's definitely one thing this did accomplish, is it's less noisy than that one. So if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. And I will see you next week for the hydronic version of an ice chest air conditioner. Till then, guys, have a good night.
Bye-bye.